Okay, we are recording.
1 + 1 don't equal 3.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
Are you paying attention? Do I have your full
Yes,
attention?
you do.
I feel like I don't have
You
your full
do.
attention.
It's here. Right now.
No.
Yes. Hi.
Hey,
Oh, I'm lowercase g.
we had a busy week.
Oh,
To
I
recap,
just can't even with this week.
lots of things.
However, you know what's weird? Somebody sent me a text message and they said, "Do you have the extreme Sunday scaries?" Sunday scaries, you know what those are? It's like when you go back to work on Sundays after the weekend. Like you get anxiety, all the things you have to do. So for teachers, they're like the Sunday before you start school is like the ultimate Sunday scaries because you had all summer off. So it's like, get it?
Well, what I do is I have that large whiteboard.
Right.
So usually Sunday evening or Sunday afternoon, I write down all the things.
Yeah, but I mean,
that I have
that's
to get done
all
that
I'm saying
week.
is that's what a Sunday scary is. It's like all the things
Yeah.
you got to do. But I was like 0. I am like so excited for tomorrow morning.
Yes, because you're into a teacher. You're like a young 20-something-year-old, like very excited about
It's crazy.
the school
I'm
starting
so
back up.
excited. I bought a candle warmer
You
today.
bought a lot of things.
I bought a candle warmer today, which will set my
Lots of
room.
things.
But I am going to ask the students if they are okay with that because I taught
Does it
in a room.
give elder millennial vibes?
Well, I taught in a room where the teacher used a scent thing, and I did not prefer the scent.
But that is the challenge, though,
Right.
that you have to get a scent that is not
Yeah.
offensive, because there are some people who are sensitive to smells.
That's what I'm saying. So I'm going to ask the students if I can.
And also, you don't be known as a smelly room.
Right.
Like Miss Wilkerson, she has a smelly room.
Right.
Like,
but let me
close
tell
your
you,
nose.
we had freshman orientation on Friday, and the freshmen were in my room for 1.5 hours. And I walked into the room, and the scent of BO was so strong, it like almost knocked me off my feet.
You have to remind teenagers about smells.
Well,
if
to
they
be
need
honest,
shower
you
and
have
put
to remind
deodorant on.
freshmen about smells. My juniors, I have
Yes.
never had smelly juniors.
You have
ever.
You have to remind children
Yeah.
because they think they're still in that age where like they don't smell, but nope.
We had a
you
child who will
smell.
remain nameless, so you will absolutely not even mention the gender. But
Yep.
we were out with them recently. I forget where we were, and we were like, "Yo,
Several times this summer.
every day deodorant.
Several times.
Never not deodorant. Never." So I don't have the Sunday scaries. I'm just excited. And despite the fact that my kids' personal children hurt my feelings today, and I was really mad at them for half the day, I feel more ready for school than we've ever felt. But I think it's just because we do so much now that like I can't even get hyper about things because it's like just taking life a quarter mile at a time. That's my read.
No, you're right.
Yeah. So let's talk about the week.
Let's start with youth group. That was a surprise activity on Monday. Why don't you give the backstory, because that came in through you.
Yeah, so I was talking to a friend from St. Mike's, and she messaged me because her daughter goes to youth group, and they're thinking about going to World Youth Day. So she's like, "Hey, I remember you did stuff with World Youth Day. Like, I'm nervous. Her daughter's Aaron's age. Like, what do you think about World Youth Day?" So I was texting. I was like, it's really great. I said all the reasons why it would be wonderful, and she's like, they have youth group on Monday if your boys would want to come, and I am not into pressuring our kids to go to youth group. Our children go to Catholic school. I work for the church. Like we are sacramental in terms of mass every week, confession every 6 weeks. Like, so I don't want to pressure it.
And they went to camp.
Yeah. And they went to camp. So I was like, "Hey guys, do you want to go to youth group?" And both said yes.
It was more like an okay. It wasn't like an enthusiastic yes. I feel like
it was
like
enthusiastic that I didn't force them in any way, shape, or form. It was like a I guess so. Why not?
It was last minute. I feel like it was the day of.
It was the day of. It was after football practice. I was like, it's at 7:00. It was the hour of. It was like 6:00, and we're like, "You want to do this?" But I think the thing is, our children really like you. To be honest, you tease them and you're awful, but they think you're cool, way cooler than me. And they know that you were involved in this youth ministry program, like so they know that you thought it was cool. So I think that's why they're like, "Okay, might as well try it out." And why don't you take it from here and tell me about the experience?
So we went to. Why don't you give the backstory? So we went to St. Clair. Why don't you give the history around St. Clair
TLR.
in this youth program? Take as long as you want.
No.
The people have spoken.
No.
They want to hear the L and the R. They don't want
So
too little.
when I was in high school, me and my siblings, most of us, not all of us, decided to be involved in youth group at our parish, St. Colette, Livonia. I was on the leadership team. It's why I decided to become a youth minister, study theology, all through that youth program. Good. So
you
then
were like the youth groupie. Like you were.
I mean, I feel like if
all
you
the
ask
things you could have done in youth group,
everything,
you did it.
like
Youth
I
group,
was the star youth.
what was it? The wrist,
Ian.
the banner. No, the
There was
blanket, the napkin.
I did everything. There was a headband that was passed from senior to senior at spring retreat,
senior to
senior to junior at spring retreat. I received the headband. Like I was, like people are like, "What'd you do?" Remember? And I'm like, "I just did Jesus." But then you'll remember this is the walk to remember joke when you were like the walk to remember girl, except without a boyfriend. That's what you said in front of our children, and they laughed loudly. That was me. Jesus girl and theater, but not actual shows. That's all I did. I worked and I did Jesus. So this was a very important place to me. Then I went to college, came back, worked at Mercy. Then you, through your ex-girlfriend, ended up at St. Colette volunteering.
Well, there's a backstory. So
let's not TDR.
No, people want to hear the story.
Okay, go ahead.
So I got introduced to youth ministry in 2005 when I was a junior in college. I never heard of it. Remember, I was not Catholic at the time. So did some volunteering up in West Bloomfield at a parish, and I thought it was cool. Like I said, they were having a good time, a lot of events. Seemed like they were doing some really good things. And then the youth minister moved in over to St. Colette's in Livonia.
Right.
And then
I mean, you got involved not just because you got involved, it was because your ex-girlfriend was involved.
We don't need to go into the specifics of that part of it.
You weren't like, oh my gosh, I'm not Catholic and I'm just going to swing by this church.
I didn't need to go in that level of detail. You said
TLDR. Are we not going to talk about that, Allison? Okay, go ahead. Are you nervous about this? Who listens? He's shooting me a look like I'm not allowed to say this.
Yeah, so...
Ooh, it's been 20 years. Are you not over it? I'm over it.
Yes.
I'm talking openly.
So when the youth minister to St. Colette, after your youth minister went down to the AOD, it was kind of a big shift around. So I went to St. Colette. I got involved there. I had just graduated college, so I was young and had time on my hands. Yeah. So volunteered for a number of years up until after we got married. To
be honest, the first place we ever met was in the youth room. I distinctly remember going to the St. Colette youth room. I was dropping something off.
We're in the hall. I think we're in the long hallway. I think you said to me, like, "Do you work here?" And
yeah, like Mary Jo Parnell was there, and who is your godmother and the youth minister there.
Correct.
And she was, but you weren't Catholic yet. And then there was an adult softball group that we kind of joined through that.
But we knew each other a little bit. So I remember
not at that point.
The first time we talked, you were like, "Do you work here?" And I was like, "No." And that was like our first time talking. We kept walking on. And then there was the softball. Yes, that was before World Youth Day.
Yeah.
You were on the softball team or around that time.
No, it was after. But
yeah, World Youth Day, you were the knowing
we went to World Youth Day together. We went to Australia together.
In Simple Accommodations.
And you did not like me because I was loud.
Yeah, you guys were very loud.
Right, so that's
I called you. You guys were the obnoxious group.
Right, so
we did softball.
But no, we did. Yes, but then what was cute is
World Youth Day.
No, it wouldn't have. There's no way.
World Youth Day was in August.
No, because you were still dating Allison at World Youth Day. We were not on a softball team together until after you were broken up.
We were together in the softball team too.
You and Allison were?
Yeah.
Oh, Auntie Allison. Okay. Anyway, so wait, no, let me go. But then what I was going to say though is that my youth group, I was at St. John Newman, and all of my teenagers knew you as my church boyfriend. This was after you were broken up. So I did not have a crush on you. I didn't even know you well. Maybe we had met each other. Maybe we were playing softball. I don't know. It
was 2008. 2008 was when we were in the realm of each other. But also softball, it was World Youth Day, and then FCYM when you got plastered drunk.
You cannot say that on a podcast because first of all, it's not true.
This is an adult one. This is fine.
First of all, it's not true. We're not going to say I got plastered drunk. We are going to say that I indulged in alcohol.
It was an adult
with
event.
The Canadians. Right.
The
next day woke up feeling a little under the weather.
So the story, and there's actually a picture of that.
This is just too much. This is just too much information. Go ahead.
Anyway, so the story was you invited a whole group of people to go hang out in Cleveland in the winter. To hang out, and then we all go there, and you completely ditched everyone you invited to go hang out with the Canadians.
Right.
So we knew each other. And then, but the next morning, I saw you again, and then you were like, "I have to drive home. I don't know. This is not going to go well."
No, but what's really funny at that point is when you told Jason Krim that you could never consider dating me because I'm too much of a partier.
No, that was Carla. Someone had mentioned "Oh yeah, Mary Buckley's singing." I was like, "Yeah, she's too much of a partier."
I smoked cigarettes
again. So that was there was 3 or 4 instances we were around each other,
right.
but there was no interest.
But again,
at
all of my teenagers were like, they knew you as my church boyfriend. Like we went to Rainbow. I'm like, oh, there's my church boyfriend. One of my teenagers actually drew me a picture of me and my church boyfriend.
That
At
was
that
like
point, I was
February.
zero on your radar, like zero on your radar. But anyways, the bottom line is through St. Colette's actually is how we ended up getting together finally.
Correct. Had I not gone to St. Colette,
right.
we would not be together.
Right. So it was kind of special to have our kids drop them off. And I mean, every Monday night of my high school career, I was at St. Colette's every Monday night. So
college too,
we were debating who was going to drive them, and you said you wanted to drive them, and because you wanted to go in and talk to people. I was not in the mood to go in and talk to people, and so I was like, make sure you take a picture of them walking into the building, and you did. And then it was crazy because you ran into
some old adults from my. Because remember, I was there. I had not set foot in that building probably about 15.
Yeah, since little Aaron was born.
Yeah, after our oldest was born, I retired.
Yeah, we were too busy
at that point. So I hadn't been there in a good 15 years.
Yeah.
So it was surreal to go back in that building.
Well, and then you walk in, and there's these other adults
who now have kids.
So our kids. Did Carla take a picture?
I sent it to
she
you.
took a picture of our kids, her kids, and Kevin's kids, right?
Yeah.
And so, like, we grew up. Like, I grew up with Carla. You didn't. You were out of college then.
Yeah.
But these are people like we all knew each other when we were single. Team. Yeah, and now it's like dropping off our kids. And our kids had a lot of fun. So now what's on our radar from that?
They did. They said so. This was just an intro night. This was not the start. They don't start until
after Labor Day.
Yeah. So at first, when they all sitting down, I thought they were going to be. They had to look like they weren't interested. And then I left. I came back an hour and a half later, and they were like doing skits, running around. I was like, "Oh,
yeah." There were like 22 kids
they liked it.
Now, apparently, I didn't know this, or maybe you told me this. Kids were forced to go there from the confirmation program, so that's why there were so many. If you got confirmed, you have to go to one meeting or something. It's part of their like mystagogia. So,
but also there's a lot of St. Mike's kids there, so they did.
Yeah,
so they knew people, so they didn't know. So it wasn't like they were by themselves. There were mainly females, girls from St. Mike's,
right?
That go. St. Mike, they're all in high school now, but St. Mike, when they're in grade school, St. Mike's, then now they go to youth group.
But I posted, and a bunch of people were saying they're going to bring their sons too. Like, I mean, people would bring them. So I actually think after Labor Day, a lot of kids are going to go, which is exciting. As I was praying about it, now you are definitely not committing to this. We have a lot of big budget items happening in 2027, but like I can see a world where if Aaron in September and October seems to really click, and there is a information meeting about World Youth Day South Korea, I can see a world where I would push down and go next year. It's expensive. It would be at least $5,000.
That's a lot of money to throw at one child.
But I mean, man, World Youth Day.
We feel different about World Youth Day. Very different.
Right.
Myself and our good friend Mike Chamberlain.
You're not going to act like you feel what Mike Chamberlain does. That's insane.
My point is, I feel that our child has done it. Like he's doing enough where that's like not even like a chair. That's like a double cherry on top. In terms of like with Catholic school, us going to mass every week and Catholic schools.
So I just want to say that World Youth Day, what's really cool, if you don't know what World Youth Day is, World Youth Day is an experience where you gather with literally 1 million other Catholics from all over the world. And I agree to some point. Some people criticize World Youth Day because of the amount of financial resources pushed at this for like a 10-day experience that doesn't actually change lives. Now, that being said, I went when I was 16. And when you go when you're 16, it's very different than going at 23.
But the caveat is you went to public school, and you didn't do Camp St.
We'll see. It doesn't. I mean, listen, if we can work it out, though, I mean, to send our kid to South Korea on a faith experience to meet the Pope, if we can work it out, I think it'd be incredible. But the bottom line is,
they went to youth group. They had a really good time. I was surprised.
Well,
so they may be becoming youth group.
Well, and I'm gonna like caveat off of this between Camp Sancta Maria and then Aaron's chosen to do our like faith leadership team Fiat at the high school. Like I'm starting to notice significant changes in him. Like we had this event on Friday, which I'm sure we'll talk about, and we were late to pick up our kids. And Aaron texted me and was like, "Well, we're just going to go to the Adoration Chapel." And he went to the Adoration Chapel with his friends, and like with a friend, and then with his brother. And I am like that's the kind of stuff that makes faith sustainable. Like he's choosing to do this. He hung up some religious pictures downstairs. He's been praying a rosary every single night, and it just I've expressed on this podcast so many times that's my biggest worry for my kids, that they would connect with their faith post our family. There's a study that says if you interact regularly with 5 adults that are not your parents, who are people of faith and faith mentors, like it's like 100% you're going to be a Catholic in, grown up, not 100%, but, our campus ministry program is so strong, and I'm really excited how Aaron's trending. So yay. And Joey too. Joey went and had fun. So yeah.
They both did. So
Good. So youth groupians, our kids,
we'll see
maybe.
what happens.
Yeah.
It's a start, but I don't know. Clearly with football,
But
could
football
they?
ends. I mean, it's at 7 o'clock at night. They can do it if they stay up with their studies.
Yeah, it depends on
Yeah,
homework and
their homework and
studies
stuff. Yeah.
and all
So
that. But they seem to be
that's good.
interested.
That's good.
I'm probably not going to be on the adult team though.
I
I think
could
I'll be
see
a
you being
dropper
on the adult
offer.
team because you're driving them up there anyways. I could see you doing it. I know you say
Nah,
that, but I
I'm
could. You
retired.
love it.
But I don't have. But I don't have the time though. Like
Yeah.
I don't have.
But I mean, we're driving because I guess what we'll do is I'll always drive them and you'll always pick them up.
Yeah,
Because
we'd
holy
have to.
moly, could I ever pick them up at 9:30? No, thank you.
Yeah, we have to alternate. But remember, I don't know if you guys had like because Mary Jo remind me like how many like activities and events. Like we had something multiple nights a week. We were having like things going on, like going to volunteer here or like going to like whirly ball. Like there was always
They do
things.
tons of
There
activities.
was tons of activity.
Yeah.
So I was just thinking like I don't know if I can do it.
Well, and especially because Aaron too is now on Fiat at the high school, and they have tons of activities too. I built with John Breyer, I think, our teen leadership team at Divine Child to look like St. Cloud. So
You
there's
stole the
components
model.
and activities, and for sure. But they stole it from the USCCB.
And they found pictures, so they have found the binders.
Yeah, it was cute.
Because your
Picture
sister,
of Father Bob,
your older sister was there, and your brother was there
and Father Bob
together
McCabe,
too.
who,
Father
by the
Bob
way,
was
is
there.
viral. There is a
Let's go into Tuesday. So that was youth group Monday.
right.
So Tuesday was all the things.
The Dearborn things? Yeah, so it wasn't a big deal. I mean, there were like
Tuesday.
50 protesters. People got arrested, whatever. But what was interesting is that Father Bob chose to speak at the town hall meeting about it. And so just this morning I was watching, there's these conservative right people called the Hodge twins. They're terrible. I watched them at first because like I thought they're like awful, but they have 7.7 million people following them. And they posted a picture of Father Bob this morning. Not they were trying to be like he's so terrible because he wants peace and unity. That was their like line, how awful to desire, peace and unity amongst people of different faiths. But yeah, Father Bob's like a viral sensation now.
There you go.
Well, look at that.
Converting more hearts
to Jesus Christ through love and compassion, meeting people where they're at.
So that was youth group was a big one on Monday, and then meetings. You had crazy. A sports meeting.
Yeah, I went
Monday
to the sports meeting. Yes, it was wonderful. I can't say anything about it that I want to say about it, but it was wonderful. It was a sports meeting, which was great. Just information. It is hard when you have to go to the meetings multiple years in a row where they're saying the same exact thing, because I do it like I have a script, like you're reading off of a script, so you're saying the same exact thing. There's very little new information. There almost should be like a parent checkout if you've already done it, like within 5 years, like your grandfather
you
did.
take a quiz, like if you pass the quiz then you don't have to go, but if you don't.
But let me tell you, and I said it last year, our boy Chris Laney, the coach of the football team which our boys play, he like every time he talks, he said I should be his PR person because I get so excited. He is like everything you want in a football coach, and it's just like incredible, like really rooted, not just like because we say it and it's cool, like faith, family, then football, right? Like academics. He said that thing again, like if I catch you partying, you are off the team. Yeah. I am not going to the principal's office and he's like, I don't care if you're my star player, you are not playing football anymore. Like I just love that kind of, he's wonderful. So
yeah, he's a very good like male, like Catholic male role model.
Yes, he loves Jesus and he loves football.
Yeah. So it's good to have, like I said, those influences outside of
and in football culture I've picked up, there's almost like a stereotype of like, we love like faith, family, and football, but they don't actually mean it. Like Chris actually like lives it. Like it's like a thing. And it's great to have our kids play on the team.
Yeah, the boys need that. Outside of their own parents and inner circle, they need those other male and all the other coaches. So they have
there's great coaches.
Coordinators.
Yeah, I mean Matt Moore. Yeah, like he spoke at our staff retreat. We're very lucky at Divine Child. Too. Yeah, we're so lucky at DC, our high school football coaching, and then because our boys play football, and then our basketball coach. I love the head basketball coach, and then of course Mary Laney, who will coach our girls. So yeah, so that was Tuesday. Wednesday, what was Wednesday? Wednesday was supposed to be our off night, but it wasn't our off night for you because we were preparing for your parents' 50th, which we'll talk about in a little bit. So you didn't get home till like 8 o'clock at night after running. You were getting like pictures done and things like that on Wednesday night.
Yeah, we had something else. The practice, because now because John Paul's got practice at night.
We are at school.
Well,
yeah,
we're in the back.
It's really hard.
We're in the back and forth.
Well, it's
well, also,
really
they had some. While on Monday was also, or Tuesday was also like we were doing both. We had the CYO meeting and you had the high school one. So there was multiple meetings going on.
Yeah.
Then Wednesday was that.
It's just everything.
And then scrimmages was Thursday.
It was brutal. Our son Aaron did terrible, which you and I are so different. when I am watching my kid make mistake after mistake, my heart just breaks for him. I was like destroyed on the sideline, and you just want him to be successful. And it was like balls going through his hands. And then at one point, it was the worst point of the whole thing. It was like near the end, and he went to go get water, and he was called into the game, and he shouldn't have been getting water. So then they put his little brother in before him. Joey had a great game. Joey had a great tackle. His coach did say the next day that a couple of his misses actually weren't his fault, like when he reviewed it, because the coach pulled him out of the game right away because he was playing so bad. So it was just hard. It's hard to watch off days for your kids, you know? So it's interesting. It's interesting to see where football is going to land for Aaron and Joey as you get older and you put in just as much effort in terms of time, but maybe that does not cross over to playtime because you're just not as good as the other guys.
Yeah, in my world, there's a woman who does a lot of speeches and presentations. So she used to play water polo, but she's kind of shorter. So she went to their coach and asked about playing time. The coach said, "Hey, I love your spirit. You show up every day," but she's like, "You're 5 foot nothing. Like you're not like you can put as much effort you want to, but physically, like you're just not in the position where you're going to play." So eventually, she went to go and I think she went to go play rugby, which she did well because it helped her be rugby. So yeah, I think for them, they can, depends on what they want. If they want to play, it's going to be a challenge. If they just want to go to practice, wear the jersey, do the rah, 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 like, yes, there's a place for you. But if you're like, you want to start, you want to have some significant playing time, like that's going to be a challenge because physically they don't have a lot of physical.
Well, I think you and I are aligned. I mean,
okay, physically gifted and speed. It's like everything is kind of like okay.
Yeah, so they're okay. They're good. They're going to be just fine. They get in a little bit, but and you and I've told them since they were little, they could be next level if they ate right, slept right, worked out here at home, did drills, on their own. Yeah. They've never done it. They have no interest in it, which is fine. So, but it is going to be interesting to see if they still want to put that effort. Whereas like little Aaron with basketball.
But also they can do something. My thing is always, then go find something else.
Jesus.
Like you can.
Like Jesus, youth group.
Because you peaked in middle school, right? You were.
I didn't even peak in middle school. I've never. I mean, and I didn't even make the team, bro.
That's what I'm saying. You tried out for the basketball team.
I didn't peak anywhere.
You pivoted. You're like, you know what?
Pivoted.
You're like, basketball is not going to be for me.
Yes.
In junior high, so I'm going to pivot to Jesus.
I'm going to pivot to Jesus.
You pivoted to Jesus.
So we'll see.
I think that it's a big question for them. Is
this year will be telling.
Because football, it's a lot of practices, a lot of effort.
It's a lot of pain on your body. Like,
and it's a trade-off, right? Because they could be doing other things, especially with next year with work and all these different things. So you have to choose of
what you want to do. So it's interesting. I peaked
in 10th grade. I played baseball.
You did. You
9th and 10th grade. And I was like,
do you regret that?
No.
Neither do I. So like, I think they got to figure out what they want to do with their time.
I wasn't good. I think I realized that I'm not very good at this.
Yeah.
So I'm not naturally good at this. Right. So I'm just going to.
Aaron will be interesting this year to see if he is good. I just don't know if Aaron's going to be good. I just don't know. I mean, he played a lot last year. Like it just.
And it's only a scrimmage. So we'll see as a game.
It just was hard to watch him screw up multiple times. It was, balls through your hands screw up. It was like very sad.
And he had ice cream social.
Yeah, the ice cream social. So the meet the teacher night, which felt a little less chaotic than usual. I hate that night, and it was fine
because we had less kids.
We're not trying to get to 5.
And we also weren't bringing like crates. Remember years ago?
I don't even want to talk about it.
We were bringing boxes.
I would be pouring sweat, like, and then everybody's trying to talk to you, and the hallways are. It is actually. I think that's it. Our kids get. We only have 3 there now.
Yeah.
They're all older, so they can carry their own stuff. I don't feel like I have to follow the rules.
Carry all those boxes.
Right, because I'd be like, oh, let's bring the 17,000 reams of paper and it all needs to, I just didn't understand it. Yeah. We were new to the community. So it was fine. And then we watched that. And then I left with the kids. You stayed for freshman orientation, which it's been reported to me that you literally were on your phone the whole time.
Because 99% of that, I was at the freshman orientation last year because I remember every single thing they said. I remember all that because
but
I
will say that, like,
year.
For my colleagues, when they look at it, you're staring at your phone, and it's hard when someone's just staring at their phone, like giving you that level of disrespect. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not even going to pretend to engage in this right now.
But the beauty is that they all know me, and they know that this is not my first time at the rodeo. They're like, I already know all this, so I'll just. I think you could fake it.
So anyways,
I looked up.
I actually think that there was a chance that one of my coworkers was a little like feeling some type of way that you were on your phone the whole time. And I was like, let me be clear. I was like, Aaron was confirmed 2 years ago, and Jay Jacket, his godfather, and Aaron Wilkerson the first, both fell asleep. Like, we have pictures of you guys sleeping through the entire confirmation sacrament. So like, I'm like, my husband being on the phone during freshman orientation is the least of my concerns.
Let's just say
my husband will not stay awake for my kids' sacraments.
One of us was asleep the entire mass. I was at least up for a good part of it. Someone else was asleep the entire ceremony.
I cannot.
I was paying attention. I was looking up. I was nodding my head a little bit, but also I knew all that.
It's just been a crazy. So then and then Friday was freshman orientation.
Not freshman orientation.
Yes, Friday was freshman orientation.
The first, yeah.
And let me tell you something that I don't know if I told you. My Joey, I've explained this before. He's like a wild card kid. I just don't understand him. I don't know if he's happy. He doesn't speak to me. He's like you. He's like a weirdo in the best way possible. Like he's just quiet. He doesn't talk. No, he just doesn't talk. So like it's hard to get how you're feeling out of you. It's hard to get. So when we dropped him off, or when we walked in, a couple of the high school kids like talked to him, and he was a little like he was standing next to me, and he was a little like quiet. And I was like, oh, is he going to do this thing where like the whole time he's I don't know, not engaged? But when he is not in front of me, he really comes out of his shell. So then I ran into him in the hallway, and
he's like, youth group.
He's like wearing all the costumes, and he's like leading the group of people. I'm like, oh, so he's just fine.
He just don't want to do it around you.
He just doesn't want to do it around me.
Because the problem is, he knows you're going to embarrass him.
I know.
You're going to bring it up. I know. You're going to like embarrass him.
I know.
So he's like, I just want to shield myself from my mother, who's going to make it a thing.
Well, it was really cool because the night before, a bunch of us football players were standing around, and I was walking. I was introducing myself because I work there. They're students, right? Like I have to. And as we walked away, I was like, Joey, was that too much for you? Because Joey was standing next to me. He was like, no, that was fine. So it's like I'm trying to get a read of like what I can do around him and what I can't, because I do want to respect that. It would suck to, you know what I mean, feel some type of way about your mom. I know he loves me, but I'm a lot, so
yeah.
But he was great. So yeah.
Then also Friday
what else? I feel like we've done so many things.
Music bingo.
Oh, how much fun was that? Right?
Because last year I was in Minnesota last year, so I didn't go. I feel like last year was like trivia or something.
Yeah, it was like Family Feud. So
this is a fundraiser for the high school football team.
Right. So we got to sit at a wonderful table with the coaches, right? Like with our friend Mary Laney, her husband, number one listener, her husband, who's the coach, and then a couple other friends of ours. And it was just, at first I was like, this is going to be so dumb. Like we're going to listen to songs and like mark our sheets of paper. It's like bingo. Like you're listening to songs and then marking off when, but as they started playing more and more songs, like the music was so good. And it is true. Like a couple drinks, you're having so much fun. It was great.
Girl. Well, the funniest part was they had some different themes going on.
Yeah.
And I forgot the first one was like stadium songs, which was okay.
Yeah.
The next one was yacht rock. And at first you were like, oh, I hate yacht rock. And I was like, wait a second. You look at all the songs and the sheet.
Turns out I love yacht rock.
I don't think you hate yacht rock.
No, turns out I love
you leaned in to a lot of those songs.
There was one song, I can't remember which one it was. And here's the thing that I know. I just know myself, right? A lot of Divine Child is like lovely and nice and kind, but there definitely is like I don't know. It's like anywhere. Like there's like the Mean Girls and there's just vibes, right? Like there's vibes.
There's
so
groups.
At one point I'm singing every word, and this woman comes up to me with like the microphone to sing in the microphone, and I like immediately was like, absolutely not, because I know half those people hate me anyways.
Yeah.
The last thing they need is me singing into a microphone.
Correct.
But then the song Locomotion played, and me and my friend Megan were like, let's get up and do the Locomotion. Yes. I thought we were just going around the table.
You went around the whole room.
Once we went around the table, then everybody's like, go. And so then we're going, so then the people that hate me, but actually that wasn't my loud, annoying voice though. So I think that was okay.
Correct.
Me singing into a microphone, the people that can't stand me can't handle that. So I feel like the Locomotion was fine.
Well, in the third, there was stadium songs. There was yacht rock, and then there was 80s songs.
Yeah.
But you forget how good the 80s, because we were both born in the 80s.
Oh my gosh.
And you forget how good the 80s music
was.
Oh
my gosh.
There's some cheese in there.
But we were with a bebe who didn't know quite a few of the songs. Matt Moore was a big fail.
That's not his genre.
I was shocked how many songs he's like, I got nothing. And we're like, wait, what, you got nothing?
And he's not that much younger than me.
No, he is. Than me, he is. He's 10 years younger than me, I think. I think he said he graduated in 07.
That was his wife.
Oh,
I think he said 04, I think.
Okay. That's a little, So that was fun. We don't go out socially, right?
Especially on a Friday night. No.
So
Friday nights are like pizza and chill.
I think it is nice every once in a while to be like, it's actually fun to go out, and like, we can do it every once in a while. We had fun. Did you have fun? I know I had fun.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting. I thought it was going to be kind of weird because of music bingo, but it was fun.
Yeah. We were laughing. Yeah. It was just so good.
Yeah. It's one of those things you do because we were usually carded, because also we had to leave early because John Paul, they had a scrimmage.
Right. It's crazy.
So we couldn't stay that long,
And
which
then
is normally the case. We can't stay to the end of things. We always have somewhere to be.
But then, or I just need to be in my bed. And then the next morning, you got up. What time do you get up to go to Walmart?
Like 7.
7 o'clock in the morning.
7
Oh,
or 8.
I thought it was earlier.
No, Walmart doesn't open
So
until 6.
we for your parents' anniversary, I kind of hinted at this last week, and you got
50th anniversary.
Yeah, you got real weird. So then I realized it was a secret, and I thought it was going to be exposed. But I said, but my father-in-law invited all of my mother-in-law's sisters to come in town.
Yeah, she has 5 sisters,
and they live all over.
Yeah, live around the country.
So it is a little bit of a cultural difference. Like in my world, if you were going to have all the sisters fly in, like you would have planned that like 9 months ago. Your dad decided like a month ago, like I'm going to invite them all in, and they all said yes, and they all came.
Yeah, I mean my mother's the youngest of 9. There were 2 boys, there were 7 girls. Her 2 brothers and her older sister have passed away, so there's 6 left.
Yeah,
and also they're older, right? So 3 of them are in their 80s, and then 3 of them are in like their mid 70s. So they try to get together as much as they can because they know that someone lives in Ohio, one lives in Georgia, Florida, Arizona. So they know that it's very tricky for them to get together, and clock is sick. Eventually, they just won't be able to travel. Man, Barbara.
Did she drive or fly?
I think she flew.
Wow, I thought she was.
So so it's they do value getting together, especially it's big, like her 50th anniversary. So I think they want us to support my mother and my father. So yeah, they came in.
So when we knew they were coming in, I was like, the one thing I can do, I don't cook, I do have like, I think I throw lovely little brunches
consisting of pre-made items.
No, stop. Yes. This time that's mean. You're being mean.
What?
Typically it's not pre-made.
90% are like of
That's not true.
Like croissants, the yogurt, parfaits.
No, like I'll make quiches or I'll make egg bakes. I make brunch, honey. This time I did it.
An egg dish, yes.
All right. So anyway, but I make it lovely. I love lovely. Yes, and so when I knew your aunties were coming, I really like your aunts. Like there's something very special about the way your mom grew up. They grew up. Would we say in poverty? We would definitely say on a farm where they like made their own clothes and killed their own chickens.
My grandfather was a coal miner in West Virginia.
And during Jim Crow, like during different times, right? Like,
yeah, I mean,
in West Virginia too. Like,
yeah, I mean, they grew up in the 30s, 40s, and 50s.
Yeah. So like they just have like stories. Do you know, like they've lived lives, like intense lives, right? And they're lovely women. Like you could sit down and talk with one of them for like hours and hours and hours. Yeah. I really feel like. So I was so excited to have them over our house. And your mom was so sweet. She invited my mom to come over, which I think my mom really loved. And it was cool. Like one of your aunt was talking about how like when she was in high school, what would this have been in the 40s? Or 60s?
42. No, they've been like in the early 60s.
In the early 60s, like in high school in the summer, her and her other sister who passed away would go to New York City.
And Long Island.
Nanny.
Babysit for like Jewish families.
Yeah, like it's just their stories were nuts. And so.
Yeah, it's like imagine a teenager from West Virginia, the southern tip of West Virginia, going to New York City in the 60s.
And I'll be honest, and I'll say this gently because we have lots of listeners and you'll say it gently as well. I was a little worried about this anniversary stuff on this weekend. Going into the start of school, I knew the week before was going to be nuts. I was like, it's just going to be so crazy. But you forget sometimes when you're like, it's going to be so crazy to have to like have all Saturday be all this, like how lovely it actually is. Like how great it is. So perfectly. So then they went home. We took a little bit of downtime. And then your dad kind of planned this lovely party at their house.
With the siblings. So my dad is the 6th of 10.
Yeah.
There are 7 living siblings, and he's the only one that made it to 50 years through death and divorce. He's the only one of the 10 children that made it to 50 years. Really? So yeah.
How long has Aunt Sheila been married?
Probably 30 plus 30 something years.
So it was really special. And then he invited his best man, who is now a bishop of some
his church. Best friend growing up, who's in his wedding, his best man. He was he's a pastor or a bishop at a church in E-Course or whatever there. So he came.
And I mean, your dad must have organized this. Like, I didn't realize they were going to do this. They like renewed their vows and it was cute. Your dad asked your brother to come stand next to him. your mom asked Malia to stand next to her and like they joined their hands together. I just thought it was awesome.
Well, also remember they did it. So their anniversary is the day after my birthday, so it was a week and a half ago. So they did a cruise. The actual anniversary, they were on a cruise.
Right.
Carnival cruise, their actual anniversary. So this was the week after their anniversary that we all got together and did this event.
Yeah, so and the kids were there. We took some really lovely pictures. Your mom's funny because she's quite introverted too, so I think it was a lot. You know what I mean? Like she's got to kind of like warrior through that in some ways, even though she loves it. It's hard, you know, when you're kind of when everybody's there for you.
Everyone there for you. Your sisters are in town.
But at one point, she was like in the kitchen. You're like, I know what she's doing. She's trying to hide, and so like you made sure she get out. But she was so gracious, I think too, because that is a little tough to like just be that level of people over. So it was really great.
Good.
It was
normally
awesome.
Our family like is normally have many cousins and so usually they're bigger parties. So this one was much more smaller and tame relative to our normal size party. So it was like appetizers, there were some meatballs, really good cake my mom made, peach cobbler, which was really good. So it was very chill and tame. I think by 6, we got there at 3. Like everybody 6, everyone kind of left. Was normally for my family, they'll be there. 10,
they'll party till 2 or 3 in the morning. It's the most insane thing. They literally will hang out till 2 or 3 in the morning.
Yeah, we got some good pictures of everybody together. They wore their shirts. They made.
I'm gonna put a little video together, shirts. I think, for them.
So. But you have to use actual like good.
You got to tell me
music. You
I'm
can't
sorry.
Use the songs.
You're gonna have to tell me some African American songs. I don't think I can do like the Alan Jackson. You know, remember
your stuff
when?
Is not good.
I know. So we're gonna have to talk.
Ears.
We're gonna have to talk about the soundtrack.
I'll use some good spirituals.
Okay, good.
To put in there.
Okay, great.
Like Wade in the Water.
Yeah, it was great. It was really, really fun. So
yeah, it was good to see my aunt. Like I said, we saw them with my uncle and dad. I saw them before that. I hadn't seen them in 8 years.
I just wish like they're just such lovely women. All of them. Like they're lovely. And it stinks because we don't know them well. You can't because they live all over the United States. So
my life, they've always lived out of town.
Yeah. It was really I really enjoyed that. Reality. So
that was yesterday, and then today
what?
Back to it, getting ready for school.
We are getting ready for school.
To start.
Uniforms all laid out. What else?
Shoes, uniforms, backpacks.
I did laundry to make sure that we wouldn't that I wouldn't get overwhelmed. My stuff is all ready for tomorrow. We'll do pictures at 6:50. Little Aaron, I mean, again, he's going through something. He asked if we'd go to church tomorrow at 6:30, but we're not going to. That would be a logistical nightmare.
That'd be early morning.
So instead, we are going to.
It's only a half day, so I get to drop them off, and then
you're going to get Panera Bread back as per tradition.
You love your traditions.
Tonight, we're going to pray rosary after we eat B-dubs. Be lovely.
Yeah.
And then our life is really just football. Ed Sheeran this weekend.
Yes.
Which will be fun.
Saturday.
Can't wait for that.
I'm loving that.
You're going to love it.
I need to brush up
if
my
you're
Ed Sheeran.
lame.
I need to brush up my Ed Sheeran. I know a couple, but not enough.
I will definitely cry if he sings Old Phone.
I wonder if Eminem's going to be there.
One can only hope.
Ed Sheeran was at a
this.
karaoke bar. If you look up Ed Sheeran in Detroit, he was recently. They have a karaoke bar at some sushi place. He just showed up and did karaoke, and everyone was like, "Oh my goodness, that's Ed Sheeran just straight up just singing karaoke."
If Eminem showed up, I will pass out. Okay.
I think there's a good.
No, because he already did. I think it's been played out. I will die. I would die if I got to see Eminem. Your boy saw Eminem, right?
I've seen him. I've saw him.
No, wasn't he there at the NFL? Was that Eminem? Did he go to the you guys went down for the draft?
Yeah, we were very
so
far. But he didn't really. He said like maybe 2 words.
Yeah, but little Sean was there too. So
Big Sean.
Is it really Big Sean?
I'm Little Sean.
Is it really not Little Sean? It's Big Sean. Okay.
Big Sean. It's back to school.
Yeah,
back in the swing of things.
Anything from the news that we need to talk about? Oh, we could get into it. Are you following this case of the woman who killed her 3 children?
No. I don't follow the news as much.
It is next level. Maybe we'll get into it next week. I feel very differently than how a lot of people are feeling. This woman killed her 3 children in postpartum psychosis. Okay?
Oh, I think
it's like everybody in the nation is following this story.
But she pled like not guilty or something like that because
by reason of insanity.
Yeah.
Or involuntary manslaughter. Now, she tried to get mental health, was not given mental health, blah, blah, blah. But what is emerging is this level of sympathy for this woman, kind of like the Me Too movement. Like, I've been there too, right? After having children, she had 3 little ones, tried to get support, couldn't get support, how hard it is to be a mom. Like, but what's to me, and I think to some others, what's definitely Matt Walsh, but he's a psycho. I'm not taking his like level.
Yeah, you can listen to Matt
Right.
Walsh.
But what's happening is there's this sympathy that it's taking on a life of its own, that it's almost like, wait, she killed her 3 kids, right?
Correct.
And somebody juxtapositioned a very similar story of a father who was depressed and killed his 3 children, and the way that the world responded, right? The other thing that I thought was very interesting. Very interesting.
Well, it sounds like you're calling out a double standard
Here's
between men and
the
women.
thing.
How
No,
they're
listen to
treated.
this. What somebody posted yesterday. I'm not posting any of this stuff because I don't want to get involved. But somebody posted yesterday, we really can't have it both ways. Like that, listen,
That's a double
that
standard.
women are successful, can do anything, can be in the workplace. How dare you call us irrational when all of these women are now saying, oh, yes, having children makes us irrational to the point where I can empathize with killing children. Like, you're either hysterical women that can't control yourself, right? Or you're like, the double standards are like nuts. So people are saying, like, wait, which is it, women? Like, is it that your emotions are fine and you can be kept in check and you can be professional? Or is it that being a mother is so hard that it pushes you to the point of psychosis? So somebody said, like, yeah, like, I've had kids, I've never wanted to kill them. Like, this isn't a normal experience. Like, people are showing up like it's a rock star, like Michael Jackson event. Like, people are like outside of the courthouse campaigning for this woman.
Yeah.
She killed her 3 kids pretty brutally. Like, she sent, and I haven't followed the case, so I should be careful what I say. But like, I think it's like she sent her husband to the store so that she could kill her 3 children. And her husband was like a clueless dude that didn't understand how bad it was. But it's a very interesting case. How people are responding is very weird.
I won't say it's weird. I just think that we talked about this before. Double standards.
You don't care about double stands.
I think they're alive and well. I think they're completely okay. I think it's okay to say.
No, we need to talk about them though. You can't have it both ways. Like, if we feel bad for the mom who loses her mind and kills her 3 children, we have to feel bad for the guy who loses his mind and kills his family.
I think that'll never happen. No,
I know.
I don't think that'll ever gonna happen.
Just weird.
Like the whole race. I think there's some things that are allowed. Like we're much more empathetic towards the plight of women, especially when it comes to having children. Like,
well,
remember,
of course,
this, like the whole, but the stay-at-home mom thing versus the stay-at-home dad.
But of
thing,
course, what you and I would be able to say then very freely is, of course, because men and women are different.
100%.
And even though they're equal, they're different and they're gifted in different ways.
Different.
But we are not allowed to say that
Brain
in modern culture, right?
Different.
Like, we're not allowed to say there are certain things that are probably more suited towards men than women because of their different. You can't say that.
You'll be called a sexist.
Of course, you cannot mention
mansplaining, or I can. Like, if I like, we know people that have had children and going back to work, and then if I were to make a comment about, oh, why is she going back to work? She should stay at home. You'd be like, you chauvinist.
Right.
This is terrible. Women should be able. We fought hard for these rights to go back to the workplace.
Right.
But if you said that, it would be. You make it a little bit, but like it's. Yeah. There's things you are and are not allowed to say about the family thing, the domestic house. Like, I think these are all these cultural things we're still trying to figure out.
It was really interesting. This woman who has quite a big following on Instagram had waded into the working mom versus stay-at-home mom from a theological perspective discussion, which happens sometimes. Sometimes it's just shallow and dumb, but sometimes it's actually discussed at a really high level. So the Holy Father John Paul II has, in his letter to women, talked about the importance of women in the workplace, right? And that women have to be in the workplace and should be in the workplace and have these gifts. And oftentimes that's used as a, like a rally cry for women who work full time and have children. And so anyways, this woman waded into it and basically said, like, there's nothing wrong with working. If you're a mom, it's fine. Yeah. But unfortunately, she swung it so far that she had to almost double back in the comments and be like, yes, but at the same time, the church makes it very clear that the domestic church is the home and children should be nurtured by their parents. And if you are going to work because you have to, that's one thing. But the ideal is for children to be raised by their parents. We have a cultural norm where children are raised by daycares, and that should flag concern for people. And the church is clear about that too.
Well, I think It's way more It's way more.
And again, we had our children in daycare or like childcare. So I'm just saying.
Yeah. It's way more difficult, I think, for women, like having children, for women to be in the workplace than it is for men to be, in terms of there's that pull.
Yeah.
And I don't have that pull of I should be at home
right.
with my child. What am I doing? Someone else. I think I'm just like, okay, I need to go and work and make money and things like that.
But it's like Catholic families that are living their lives as a different witness than maybe some of our culture. It's I work full time. It's absolutely okay for women to work full time. That's not what I'm saying. But also we can't forget that it's a crisis that children are being raised by nannies and daycares.
When you say the word crisis, though, what do you mean by crisis?
I mean, in terms of church, in terms of what family is supposed to be, the nurturing need that especially the 5 and unders need from their parents that now has been replaced by, and sometimes there's needs. I'm not talking about needs. I'm talking about, I think we're excess.
The second, I think our parents was like the first generation that was deep into it. And then we're in kind of like this second generation that are also. I think it's a puzzle everyone's trying to figure out.
Yeah, right.
It's very difficult to say, because you also having a 2-income household means that you have 2 incomes. You can make more money. You can have nicer houses, nicer things. But when 1 income means that someone's at home with the children, but you don't have everything. The challenge is with social media. You're watching all these people have these things. Like, well, I want that too. Like, well.
These are things that we're really not allowed to talk about. And even now, I'm trying to be really careful what I say, because again, I am not talking about when 2 parents need to both work to be able to provide shelter, transportation, food. But I would say that a lot of people, us included, are in a situation where you're opting to do this for the excess, for the more, for the vacations, for the double cars, for the new house, do you know what I mean? And I just think it's I wish there was a way we could talk about it without people being defensive. There isn't. To say, is this good for kids?
Well, I think people, it's kind of like the teacher thing. It was hard to say. Yeah. Some people say, well, you can't judge people, or they have to. Everything's so expensive. We have to work just to make ends meet, and we have to do this and we have to do that.
And the bottom line is we're actually not called to judge other people's situations. Everybody has to pray through that themselves. But I think you can start, I think it is okay to say it is best if a parent is home to nurture their children rather than an institution like a daycare, if you can make that work.
Well, and also we don't know from the original topic. We don't know what the
right. I don't know. This just kind of spread from that.
I don't know but to your point, yes, it's if his father did that, they call him a monster and all that. But yeah, 100%. There's a different narrative between the genders around.
It'd be really interesting to dig into some of
these things.
And honestly, the church leaves so much room for personal discernment. That's why you can't make sweeping comments. Do you know what I mean? Even when it comes to gender, when I say that men and women have different roles, what roles? I don't know. There's a couple things we do know, that men in some ways are called to protect, women in some ways are called to nurture. We can make those calls, but
and it's all. Anecdotally, I meet lots of women who have done very well in their careers, but at home, it's not a great situation. Yeah. I don't know. I think some of those are,
or vice versa. Correlated. Women that have given up. It's all.
Yeah. But I think also the challenge is this whole work-life balance.
You can't have it all.
It's not a thing.
You can't have it all.
The work-life balance is
you cannot have it all.
Yes, you cannot have it all.
Right.
I think there is not a true work-life balance. It's just that there's certain points when certain thing takes priority, but it's very difficult to have.
I think our generation is getting better to it, being able to say that. We know now that you actually can't have.
We're calling out.
It didn't work. It didn't work.
We're calling out that it's a myth. This whole work-life balance thing. People are no, it's not a thing. It's just. It shifts, but there really is no true balance, because it depends on
it's all very interesting. But anyways, this court case is fascinating. The end. So a little something from the world at the end.
Double standards. Live and well.
All over. Hypocrisy, if you will. Okay.
Yeah, so I think we'll be back next week at some point after Ed Sheeran giving the review of it.
Yeah.
In the week ahead. John Paul's got his first. Well, we had a couple of first games, right? So John Paul got his first game Saturday.
I'm assuming you're not going to the boys' first game.
What time?
It's in Pontiac at 4.
What day?
On Wednesday.
I don't know.
And then John Paul's got to get to practice somehow. I assumed you weren't, so that he can get to practice. So
that's the problem. Is
there's
these high school. Yeah, these it's a high school thing. Yeah, these high school games. We have games 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock.
I'll take video.
Whew. tough for some of us parents
Yeah.
to make it to these things.
Yep.
But it is a reminder. I do need to check the game schedules and check my own calendar.
Skylight calendar has the
I can
game
block
times.
Well, in terms of even like that was basketball season, like having to block.
You went
my
to like
calendar.
one of his games. You were at none of his games. Boo! I don't think
didn't
you
go to
sat
any
through
of
a
the
whole
3
game.
o'clock.
Yeah.
The after school ones,
Yeah.
no. Because
I mean,
JV
you can't. I know you got to.
But also that was because the freshman team went first.
Yeah.
So now if he's going to be on JV, those games will be later.
Yeah.
So I'll be able to attend a lot
true.
more of those games.
I mean, if he makes it, who knows if he's going to make it?
The freshman team was like 3 o'clock.
Dude, there was this kid at freshman orientation. He was so tall. I mean, he's pushing 6'5", and I met him, and it was cute. I met him in the hallway, and I very much purposely did not ask him if he played basketball. And he ended up flagging that he did by talking about another basketball player. I said, "Oh, you play basketball?" He said, "Yeah." I was like, "Let me tell you something." And I said, "I didn't ask you that question because it's not fair to always assume that tall guys play basketball." And he's like, "I really respect that." Like, he enjoyed that my lead question to him wasn't, "Can you play basketball?" I mean, he's a giant.
Sure he gets that a lot.
He's a giant. I said to Eric Evans, because we've had a problem on our basketball team with a big, we are set. This is Ben Wallace, is now at our high school. Honey, he's a giant. Wait till you see this guy. Like an actual giant. It's crazy. And he's a freshman. So it's like this little kid in this big boy body. It's crazy. So it'll be fun. All right, TTYL.
Okay. All right, till next time.
Goodbye.